Did you see the Hawkeye trailer?
Nope. I didn't even
Okay.
know there was one.
There was a Hawkeye trailer that dropped today.
Okay.
I peeped it for myself. I thought I'd be a team player since you had seen all the PlayStation Showcase stuff. Let's see. Let's see if you can see me and hear me at the same time. That's a little better, right?
I think you may just want to do the audio because as soon as you turn that back on, it gets choppy.
I'm choppy again.
Yeah.
I'm choppy.
You were clear when the audio was off. I mean, when the video was off.
Gotcha. Thank you, Spritz.
Look, we're gonna both do that. Just in solidarity with your shitty phone. I'm off video.
This ain't no. We need the video. We can't just.
I'm just trying to support your shitty phone, bro.
What you ain't trying to support shit. You just taking a crack at Sprint. There's nothing I could do. It's the cheapest bill I could get. This was a business decision. Anyway, I saw the Hawkeye trailer. Comes out November 24th of this year. So we got 2 months from now. Well, 2.5, almost 3. First thoughts. Die Hard. The first one. That's what came to mind.
Okay.
It had that feel. Maybe it was the song, maybe it was the way they framed it. And then that kind of turned when, and maybe you know more of the backstory, and maybe you don't, but they showed his family, they focused on his daughter from the movie, right? He goes back and talks about him being the Ronin, which is a circulated character within the Marvel comic book universe. There's been various people that have been Ronin at various times. Blade being one, I believe. T'Challa was the Ronin at one point, as well as Hawkeye. But the time Hawkeye was Ronin in the movie, the MCU, and he was slicing any motherfucker that got in his way. Went back to that and was like, yeah, I made a lot of enemies. He goes back into action around Christmas time, and then a partner or a fellow archer shows up. And I thought that was his daughter from what I remember, but maybe I was wrong because it wasn't the same girl. It was an older girl, but she was still young. And I was like, is that? But they didn't really communicate that in the trailer. Maybe that was intentional. Maybe it wasn't. But I mean, it looks good. Is it gonna hold up to Loki? Nah, I don't see that happening. But I think it'll be fun. I think we're in a rhythm now where it's like, well, just we want that. We need to tap that vein. Hawkeye, it immediately focuses on him and his family and dealing with the balance of being a family man and the responsibilities of being an Avenger. Even though he's more like Derek Fisher of the Avengers, he's still an Avenger. I know, Derek Fisher, you got 4 rings. No one's shitting on you. You got a great career.
No one's shitting on Hawkeye either. Hawkeye is a good character. It's just that when you consider him in regards to the rest of the folks, everybody else is super powered, and he's just this regular dude with weapons, and a bow and arrow most of the time. So he's not weak though. I don't think he's a weak person.
No, he's not weak. He holds his own. I'm taking Black Widow over him though. You know what I mean?
Well, it'll be interesting to watch the series and see if his series is better than her movie, because her movie was C-, C+. I forget what I graded it.
I think it was just above Captain Marvel.
I don't think I made that above Captain Marvel, did I?
I made it above Captain Marvel. I think it was below Captain Marvel for you. That's the Mendoza line. But I think a limited series is gonna suit him better than a full feature movie. That's for sure.
I think they should have done the same with her, to tell you the truth.
but we got to remember this was supposed to come out 2 years ago. Like the plans and shit was just different. Disney found a way to get their money, but that's a whole nother subject that we've beaten to death. I think if they would have known what they know now, I think you're right to answer your question or to respond. If they knew that the situation was going to be what it is, a limited series would have definitely been better for Black Widow, for sure. But regardless, yeah, I mean, it looks like some holiday, action, adventure, fun, yippee-ki-yay type feel. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm definitely gonna check it out. I think it's a good soft spot for them to put that right now, though, because it's like coming towards the holidays. Everything is gonna be slowing down, so we're gonna peep it no matter what. Prime season would have been right after Loki. I think people would have had a different opinion about it if that was the case, because those were dropping every 6 weeks, right after each other.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it only because I like those stories where the character is living in this duality of being a regular dude, but then having like these extraordinary things that they have to do. So I like stories like that. And then we know this dude is an agent, so he ain't no punk. I mean, he could get down. So I'm looking forward to it. They tried to touch on it a little bit in the Avengers movies. Remember, like where he would go to the farm and visit his people and stuff. So
right.
It's gonna take a decent balance, but the thing is, like I said many times before, for the most part, Marvel has figured out the correct formula with all of their characters. So I don't think that they won't. I don't think they'll make a mistake with this one either. I mean, and if they're introduced, Hawkeye as Ronin was a beast. So if they show some of that, I'm with that shit. Or even show some of the residuals of that where he's got to tap back into that at points. And I think Die Hard is a good comparison in the sense that it's just a regular dude with this crazy 80s action film will, I
What
can
you
do
call
anything.
it? The white
action,
man?
right, the mediocre white man of the 80s. They can do anything.
Just a regular guy in this bullshit trying to make it happen, man.
Right. Mediocre white man in the 80s will. So I'm looking, but and I'm, I mean, we make fun of it, but a lot of movies came out in the 80s like that we really fucking like. So if they can tap into that shit without it being corny like the 80s movies, I'm with it. And Die Hard was one of those 80s movies that I don't consider to be corny. They did that shit right. Like Homeboy wasn't swole. He didn't have perfect hair or square chin. Matter of fact, dude was going bald and he didn't have shoes through the whole movie. He came out of that shit beat to shit. So it made you feel the character because it was like, damn, yeah, he was a cop, but he's still a regular dude. So if they do that with Hawkeye, with that shit, I think it'll be good.
Nah, it was Die Hard is one of the best action movies I've ever seen.
Die Hard is one of the best holiday movies I've ever seen.
It is the best Christmas movie I've ever seen. I will give it that. Yep. Yeah, 1,000%. See what I did there?
1,001%.
Oh, I've been upped. I've been duped. But
we have that right here.
Oh yeah. Right above the turtle van.
Right.
Michelangelo and John McClane. Like I said, I think what Marvel is super strategic when it comes to releasing this shit, i.e. Captain Marvel. They put it between, it was before Infinity War, or no, was it before Infinity War or before Endgame? I think it was before Endgame. And they sandwiched the two in between. So you were like hungry for something when Captain Marvel came out. And so because of where they, I think what literally where they released it, it had no choice but to be successful because of all the other pieces around it were already working. They were already in place. Right. Same thing for this. Good timing, years slowing down. You know, we haven't had one in a while. Loki dropped in June. It'll be, so come November, you're saying that's almost 6 months in difference. The what ifs, we don't know how many we're getting in this. Maybe you do. I don't know. But I don't think this will last past a month. You know what I'm saying? With the what ifs. So yeah, it'll definitely get checked out.